Hello everyone, welcome once again to another edition of CVTV Sports Weekend Review. Mike Neville along with you and Tucker Warner also alongside. And we're talking about local sports in the Central Virginia region. And we start off with high school wrestling. And of course we've been talking about Colonial Forge, and my goodness, they were once again very impressive last Saturday in the Conference 4 championships, wrestling championships. How about this, Tucker? Colonial Forge had 11 individual champions. They had 13 wrestlers advance to the championship finals. I'd say that's a pretty good representation.
Oh, that's it?
That's
for
it.
Colonial Forge? Yeah. Well, we expect this from them
Yeah.
by this point, but it's still an awfully impressive number, and year after year, it never ceases to impress me,
Right.
really.
And Coach Bill Swink has said, he wasn't disappointed, but he's looking for that one championship meet or matchup where he'll have all his wrestlers in the finals and they will all win. Kind of a demanding coach.
Yeah,
But a good coach.
You'd have to think it'll happen eventually, just because of statistical probability.
Right,
The way
exactly.
they keep sending wrestlers from every weight class into these, state championships.
Unbelievable. And this, by the way, was the Eagles' 15th straight district or conference wrestling championship. So like we said, they had a pretty good thing going on up there at Colonial Forge.
Yeah, why change anything? Just
Right.
keep the course, just keep doing what you're doing, and hey, he'll get that, clean
Right.
sweep eventually.
And the scary part with this team is a lot of these champions were underclassmen, freshmen, sophomores. I mean, that does not bode well for the next several years for teams in Conference 4.
Yeah, for everybody else in the area, I do not envy them at the moment.
It's
Colonial
like-
Forge, I envy them.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like Larry Bird when he was the three-point shooting. He goes, okay, who's playing for second? It's kind of the same
Exactly, yeah.
situation, right? Woodbridge, by the way, did finish second. And here's the individual champions from Conference 4's Wrestling Championship last week. And if I don't mention, if I don't say another school besides Colonial Forge, it was Colonial Forge wrestlers winning. At 106, Levi Engelman took home the championship. 113, it was Antonio Kibler. Also at 120, Mark Garofalo was the champion. Josh Nail at 126. Also Clay Smith at 132. At 138, it was J.D. Stone. Jared Lowe at 145. And at 152, it was Mason Woodall. Now, those were all Colonial Forge champions. Finally, that streak was snapped at 160 when Riverbend's Alex Miller decided he was tired of seeing Colonial Forge up on the podium, so he became the champion at 160. Anthony Carter, Colonial Forge at 170. Cody Bowers from Hilton High School at 182. So again, was not a Colonial Forge champion, but the rest of two of the next three wrestlers were Colonial Forge champions, including Cameron Houston at 195, Patrick Grayson at 220, and then Stafford's Sebastian Silva won the championship at 285. Up next is the regional championship, and then of course it is the state championship, and I have to hazard a guess that Colonial Forge will be well represented and could possibly be looking at, I believe, would be their third state title if they can get it.
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if they did. I mean, you heard the conference results right here.
Right.
What about that would surprise you if they repeated something similar at the state level?
Just impressive, though. 11 individual champs, 13 of them in the finals, and again, 15th straight district or conference championship. Congratulations to Coach Bill Swink and his Colonial Forge wrestlers, and good luck the rest of the way. There were some other wrestling championships from last weekend, last Saturday. The Conference 22 wrestling championships. That's where Fauquier won the team title. Eastern View finished in second. Local wrestler Cortland's DJ Halt was a winner in the 106-pound classification to win the championship in that. And Spotsylvania had three individual champs in the Conference 27 wrestling championships. John Stacy at 152, Josh Stacy, excuse me, at 152, Brett Krause at 170, and Ryan Mills at 185. So we do talk a lot about Colonial Forge, but we've also delved on the point in this area, wrestling in a lot of these area schools is well represented, and they do very well at the conference championships and the regional championships.
Yeah, and not for us to sound like a broken record week after week here, but we've got some great wrestling programs in the area. We've mentioned Mountain View in the past. Right now you've got Spotsylvania, who even though they're a small school and you don't always hear about their athletic prestige, they do well in wrestling. You heard, Riverbend and Stafford wrestlers taking a conference title away from somebody from Colonial Forge. That's not easy to do, and that's credit to those programs as well.
Exactly, and of course Chancellor's also usually has a very good program. They slipped a little bit this year, but they're usually in the running for a conference championship or regional championship as well. Now, I also last weekend, it was earlier this week I should say, it was the Winter Track and Field Championships. I've got to tell you a little story. When I first started working down here, I'm from upstate New York, we don't have winter track and field because when you got 5 feet of snow you can't run, okay? So when I saw
Speak for yourself.
when I saw winter track and field, I'm thinking, well, these kids run in the halls?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I got to go to the school and get highlights of them running through the halls. I didn't, but obviously it's not that way. So
Yeah.
I feel a little crazy about telling you that now. But anyways, the Conference 15 Winter Track and Field Championships were held earlier this week. North Stafford, remember Nakim Morton, the special
Yes, I
teams
do.
player?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he did very well. He led North Stafford to the team title. He won the 55 meters and the 300, and he also finished second in the high jump. Wolverines taking the team title. Mountain View finished in second. Massaponax junior Guillaume Terrere, he won 2 events as well for the Panthers. He won the 500 run and also the high jump. Mountain View's girls won their second straight conference championship. Senior Jordan Angers capturing both the 1600 and the 3200 meter runs. Teammate Christina Dittmer won the 1000 and finished second to Angers in the 1600. And the Wildcats' Lauren Graves won the pole vault competition. Also, the Conference 4 Winter Track and Field Championships were held as well. Colonial Forge's girls finishing in second to Forest Park. Crystal Jones winning 3 events. Boy, it's impressive, these track and field athletes. She won the 55-meter hurdles, the high jump, and the triple jump to lead the Eagles to that second place finish. And Colonial Forge also won the 800 relay. Riverbend's Chantel Hardy won the 55-meter run. And Stafford's Ripken Smith on the boys' side of things, he took first in the shot put. Not bad of a toss, 43 feet 9 inches.
Ooh.
That is good. And so congratulations to those athletes, and they will move on to the regional competition. And I believe Spotsylvania County has the winter track and field, but they had dropped that a couple of years ago, money budgetary situation, but it's nice to see that's back. And a lot of people go, why do they have winter track and field? Well, it gets you ready for the spring outdoor season, keeps these athletes in shape, and obviously well represented again in the area.
And some teams, or some schools, only use this as like a club training program sort of thing, where they'll go and compete, but they won't really compete in these championships and things like that. That's what Riverbend had when I was running track for Riverbend, and it's just really a great way for these athletes to stay in shape between their fall sport. A lot of times it's cross country for these distance people, but if they're sprinters, they're not running that. This is how they stay in shape. How they prepare for their big spring track season where everybody's running.
Right, exactly. And of course, Mountain View very well represented, and in Stafford County, of course, Colonial Forge had a very successful track and field program as well. North Stafford, of course, winning the Conference 4 championship. So that's impressive performance by those Stafford County schools. We're going to take a break on this edition of CVTV Sports Week in Review. Come back. High school basketball, believe it or not, the tournament playoffs are going to begin on Friday night. We're going to have the pairings for you, and also tell you about a couple of key games that were played earlier this week. CVTV Sports Week in Review. We'll be back. Stay with us.